Elsa Ukrainin is about to marry Julius Royus, the heir to a powerful duke's family, even though she's never met him. In fact, the first time she sees her future husband is just minutes before the wedding. To her surprise, he's ridiculously handsome, making this arranged marriage feel a little less terrifying. Elsa comes from a once noble family that has long since fallen into poverty. These days, their meals are usually nothing more than bread and vegetables, but they make the best of what they have. She lives a quiet life with her kind parents, Lucas and Sophia, and her younger brother, James, who never misses a chance to complain that dinner is too small. Despite their struggles, Elsa treasures her family and is happy as long as they're together. Still, winter is approaching, and Elsa knows happiness alone won't keep everyone warm or fed. At 19 years old, she's already received several marriage proposals from nobles, and she starts thinking that marrying into a wealthy family might be the only way to secure a better future for her parents and brother. Just as she's about to tell her family she's ready to accept a proposal, they reveal some unexpected news. Julius Royus, the heir to a duchy, has personally sent a marriage proposal asking for her hand. The only problem is, Elsa has absolutely no idea who Julius is. Her brother explains that Julius is famous for serving as Prince Alexis's right-hand man in the Kingdom of Ralt, the kingdom their family serves under. Since Elsa's family lost most of its status generations ago, they never attend noble gatherings, so she's never crossed paths with high-ranking nobles. James immediately smells something fishy. Why would such an important man want to marry a girl he's never even met? To him, it has to be some kind of hidden scheme. Elsa, however, has a much simpler way of looking at it. Julius promises to repair her family's old house and make sure they never have to worry about money again. That's all she needs to hear. If marrying a stranger means her parents can live comfortably and her brother can continue his studies, she's willing to do it without hesitation. Her parents worry that she's sacrificing her own happiness, but Elsa smiles because, to her, seeing her family happy is happiness enough. Before long, the wedding day arrives. Elsa looks stunning in her wedding dress, and at the ceremony she finally meets Julius in person. Despite looking mature enough to be much older than her, he's incredibly charming, polite, and surprisingly gentle. Instead of treating her like part of a business deal, he treats her with genuine respect, which immediately puts her at ease. The wedding is far more beautiful than Elsa ever imagined. After the ceremony, Julius even hosts a garden party just for her because he heard she loves gardening. Elsa can't help but laugh a little at the misunderstanding. Back home, she doesn't have a fancy garden, just a small vegetable patch. Even so, she appreciates the thoughtful gesture, and for the first time, this unexpected marriage doesn't seem so frightening after all. Now that Elsa is officially Julius's wife, she's suddenly thrown into the glamorous world of high society. The first noble she meets is Julius's childhood friend, Rebecca Ricone. Rebecca admits she was surprised Julius got married at all, but she's warm, friendly, and absolutely stunning. Then again, to Elsa, everyone in the noble world looks like they walked straight out of a fairy tale. Growing up in the countryside doesn't exactly prepare you for this level of elegance. Unfortunately, not everyone is so welcoming. The next noble, Serafina Pernilla, takes one look at Elsa and immediately insults her, saying she looks even more like a country girl than she expected. Before Serafina can say anything else, Elsa's parents arrive, overjoyed to see their daughter enjoying such a beautiful wedding. They warmly thank Julius for giving Elsa a day she'll never forget, and the awkward moment quickly comes to an end. After the celebrations, Elsa finally arrives at her new home, a massive mansion filled with more servants than she can count. Everything is completely different from the tiny house she grew up in, and she can't help wondering if she'll ever get used to living like this. The servants are all polite and welcoming, making her feel surprisingly comfortable. At least until Julius leads her upstairs. Since it's their wedding night, Elsa naturally assumes this is where married life officially begins. Instead, Julius suddenly drops the kind husband act. In a calm but emotionless voice, he tells her he has no intention of loving her. Their marriage is nothing more than a contract. All he expects is for her to behave like a proper duchess, stay out of his personal affairs, smile whenever they're in public, and avoid doing anything that could damage his reputation. Other than that, she's free to do whatever she wants. Julius points out that Elsa also accepted the marriage for practical reasons. She wanted to save her struggling family, so he assumes she'll understand. What he doesn't expect is her reaction. Instead of getting upset, Elsa smiles, agrees with everything he said, and even offers him a handshake like they're closing a business deal. As far as she's concerned, that's exactly what they're doing. Honestly, Elsa couldn't be happier with the arrangement. She now has a beautiful room, delicious meals every day, people taking care of her, and the peace of mind that her family will never struggle again. Whether her husband loves her or not barely matters. Compared to worrying about freezing through winter or going hungry, this feels like winning the lottery. Later that night, Elsa unpacks the few belongings she brought from home. She never had much to begin with, but among her things is a precious music box, the wedding gift from her parents. They hoped she would one day listen to its melody with the person she truly loved. Touched by their feelings, Elsa promises to treasure it forever, knowing it's the most valuable gift her family could possibly give her. Meanwhile, Julius can't stop thinking about her unexpected response. She reacted nothing like he imagined, leaving him more confused than ever. It turns out Julius didn't choose Elsa on his own. The one who ordered the marriage was Prince Alexis. There's a very good reason for that. Even though Elsa grew up in poverty, she carries the blood of an ancient royal family. Long ago, the Ukrainian kingdom was a powerful nation that rebelled against the kingdom of Ralt. The rebellion failed, their kingdom was destroyed, and the royal family fell from grace. Over the generations, they were reduced to ordinary nobles with shrinking lands, but their royal bloodline never disappeared. Because Elsa is descended from both the former Ukrainian royals and the Ralt royal family, she could become a valuable target for anyone hoping to claim power through marriage. Prince Alexis wants to prevent that from happening, so he asks his most trusted aide, Julius, to marry her and keep her out of the hands of anyone with dangerous ambitions. Julius accepts without hesitation, simply because it was a direct order from the prince. Meanwhile, Serafina returns home and wastes no time complaining about Julius's new wife to her brother, Yarmo. It's pretty obvious she's upset because she had feelings for Julius, and watching him marry someone else stings a little. Yarmo, however, isn't interested in the gossip. Instead, he becomes curious about the mysterious woman who managed to become Julius's wife. As for Elsa, she's living her best life already. She's stretched out on a soft, luxurious bed, wrapped in warm blankets, and for the first time in years, she doesn't have to worry about freezing through the winter. Compared to her old life, this feels like a dream, so she's perfectly happy to enjoy every moment and let the future worry about itself. We finally learn why Julius is always so cold and serious. He grew up in a house where love practically didn't exist. His parents never loved each other. Their marriage was nothing more than a political arrangement, and watching that completely shattered Julius's belief in love and happy families. He had buried those painful memories long ago, but now that he's engaged again, the nightmares have started creeping back. Meanwhile, Elsa is living her best life in the mansion. She's somehow become friends with the chefs, cooks, and even the maids. Julius even gives her a small patch of land for a flower garden, and she immediately turns it into a vegetable farm instead. Priorities. The only time she and Julius really spend together is during breakfast, where she's always cheerful and kind. Her genuine warmth leaves Julius completely confused because he's never met someone quite like her. During breakfast, Elsa notices that Julius always leaves his salad untouched. The maids tell her not to worry because he's hated vegetables for as long as anyone can remember. But Elsa refuses to accept defeat. Like a mom trying to trick a picky little kid, she starts thinking of ways to secretly hide vegetables inside his other food, so he'll eat them without noticing. One day, Elsa receives several letters, including a lovely invitation from Marchioness Rebecca. She's the same noblewoman who welcomed Elsa at the wedding and mentioned that she had been Julius's childhood friend. Rebecca invites Elsa to a traditional tea party, and Elsa happily accepts. However, Elsa isn't the only guest. Serafina Parnilla, the noblewoman who previously looked down on Elsa for being a commoner, also decides to attend after hearing Elsa might be there. Elsa arrives feeling nervous, but Rebecca warmly welcomes her and says she's been eager to hear how married life with Julius has been going. Since she knows Julius better than almost anyone, she had been worried about them. Hearing that everything is going smoothly puts her mind at ease. Rebecca introduces Elsa to several noble ladies, including Seraphina. Acting as if nothing ever happened, Seraphina greets Elsa with a fake smile and polite words. As they chat, Seraphina slowly begins dropping little comments about Julius, bragging that he used to give her gifts and saying how kind and charming he has always been around women. She clearly hopes to plant seeds of jealousy, but Elsa is so innocent that the plan flies right over her head. Instead of getting upset, Elsa simply becomes curious to learn more about her husband. Rebecca, on the other hand, sees exactly what Seraphina is trying to do. She quickly steps in and reminds Seraphina to watch her manners. Rebecca points out that Seraphina belongs to a count's family, while Rebecca herself is a marchioness. Elsa, however, is now part of Julius's ducal family, making her a duchess and the highest-ranking woman in the room. It was the classiest verbal smackdown imaginable. Completely embarrassed after getting shut down so effortlessly, Seraphina makes an excuse and leaves the party. Rebecca then tells Elsa that Seraphina had never accepted any of her previous tea invitations, making it obvious she came only to cause trouble. But Elsa hadn't even realized she was being insulted. Seeing how pure and kind-hearted Elsa is, Rebecca can't help but think that someone like Julius needs to protect someone as innocent as her, because people like Elsa are incredibly rare. Once the other guests leave, Rebecca and Elsa finally get a chance to talk in private. Rebecca admits she's been worried about how Elsa's marriage with Julius will turn out, so she tells her something very few people know. Julius used to work as an intelligence agent for the royal family. His job was to get close to noblewomen, earn their trust, gather information, and then quietly disappear. That's why so many women dislike him. To them, he looked like a heartbreaker, but in reality, he was simply doing his duty. Julius was always able to keep his emotions under control and never let himself fall in love. Partly because of the painful family he grew up in, Rebecca doesn't tell Elsa this to scare her, but to prepare her for the challenges that might come with being Julius's wife. Elsa, however, isn't convinced for even a second that Julius could be a bad person. She explains that many men wanted to marry her only because they looked down on her family and wanted something from them. Julius was completely different. He asked for nothing except that she become his wife. He lets her do whatever she likes, is renovating her family's home, improving the lives of the people living there, and is even helping her younger brother continue his education. To Elsa, those aren't the actions of a cruel man. They're the actions of someone genuinely kind. Rebecca can't help but smile. She realizes there probably isn't anyone more perfect for Julius than Elsa. Instead of worrying about his mysterious past, Elsa's biggest concern is something much more important: getting him to eat vegetables. She immediately asks Rebecca what kinds of food Julius liked as a child. Rebecca laughs, amazed that Julius is still as picky as ever, and remembers that his favorite dish used to be gratin. Elsa's eyes light up. Perfect. That's another delicious disguise for sneaking vegetables onto his plate. Now even more determined to be the best wife she can be, Elsa starts preparing for Julius's upcoming 24th birthday. Rebecca mentions that Julius never celebrates his birthday, but that only motivates Elsa even more. At the same time, the servants are decorating the mansion with bright sunflowers because the Kingdom of Rals is about to celebrate the Sun Festival, an important holiday honoring the kingdom's founding. Elsa recognizes the festival because her hometown celebrated a smaller version of it, and she's excited that she'll finally get to experience the grand celebration in the capital. Elsewhere, Prince Alexis meets with Julius and the captain of the royal guards to discuss security for the upcoming festival. This year's celebration will need tighter protection because they suspect Count Pernilla Seraphina's father is planning something suspicious. Even the son of Count Yarmo has been making questionable moves. Alexis knows he's made plenty of political enemies, but he's confident that Julius and his security chief will keep him safe. Of course, Alexis can't resist asking about Julius's married life. Hearing that everything is going well brings him genuine relief. After all, Alexis was the one who repeatedly assigned Julius those undercover missions involving noblewomen, fully aware of how emotionally draining they were. Still, one thought keeps echoing in Julius's mind after their conversation. The prince confidently tells him that he and Elsa will make a wonderful couple. That evening, Julius returns home expecting the usual routine. Every morning Elsa sends him off with a smile, and every evening she's waiting to welcome him back. But this time, something feels different. The mansion is unusually quiet, the lights are dim, and only the butlers greet him at the entrance. When Julius walks into the dining room, he's met with a beautiful surprise. Elsa has secretly prepared a birthday celebration just for the two of them. She even made him a handmade shirt decorated with elegant details that perfectly match his style. Julius is completely speechless. Meanwhile, Elsa nervously worries that she may have crossed a line. Their marriage began as an agreement, and she fears he might think she's becoming too involved. But instead of being upset, Julius is genuinely touched. Hearing Elsa warmly call him "my husband," while wishing him a happy 24th birthday melts a piece of the icy wall around his heart. At this rate, that frozen heart doesn't stand much of a chance. It's finally the day of the Sun Festival, the celebration that marks the founding of the Kingdom of Ralt. The whole kingdom is buzzing with excitement, and Elsa is especially happy because she rarely gets the chance to leave the palace. The only downside is that every noble in the kingdom shows up, meaning she has to spend hours smiling, greeting people, and pretending she's not completely exhausted. By the time she gets home, she's more than ready to relax. Not long after, Elsa's younger brother, James, comes to visit. He's been worried about her ever since she married into the royal family. As they chat, he realizes she and Julius don't actually spend much time together. He also asks if the nobles are treating her well, since people from powerful families aren't exactly famous for being kind, especially to someone who grew up poor. Elsa reassures him that everyone has been nice to her and happily tells him about her daily life. Meanwhile, James reveals he's studying law and justice, so he jokingly tells her that if anyone ever bullies her, she should collect evidence and report everything to him. At this point, he's less of a brother and more of a one-man legal defense team. Since the festival is still going on, James suggests they go enjoy it together. Technically, Elsa isn't supposed to leave the palace for safety reasons, but James is so polite and trustworthy that even the maids decide to let them go. Serafina spots Elsa walking away with a mysterious man. Later, Serafina finds Julius and invites him to a party her father is hosting that evening. Julius politely compliments her and greets her like the perfect gentleman. But it's all part of Prince Alexis's mission to secretly investigate Serafina's family. Then Serafina casually mentions that Elsa left the palace with another man. The moment Julius hears that, something inside him immediately snaps. Suddenly, that party doesn't seem very important anymore, so he turns Serafina down on the spot, leaving her standing there looking completely disappointed. Before rushing off, Julius accidentally drops one of the twin charms Elsa had given him as a gift. Serafina quietly picks it up, and while it seems like a small detail now, it's definitely going to matter later. Julius frantically asks the maids where Elsa went. As soon as they tell him she's at the festival, he doesn't waste another second. He runs straight there and starts searching everywhere. Even he can't understand why he's acting like this. After all, he was the one who made it crystal clear that their marriage was only for political convenience. So why is he suddenly panicking? Then he finally spots Elsa, happily walking beside another man. Jealousy hits him like a truck. Without thinking, he marches over and demands to know who the guy is. Elsa, completely confused, calmly introduces the mystery man as her younger brother, James. The moment Julius hears that, every bit of tension instantly disappears, realizing he just got jealous of his wife's little brother. He's so embarrassed he practically wants the ground to swallow him whole. Elsa apologizes for leaving without telling him first. James quickly notices what's really going on. Seeing how worried Julius was, he realizes the prince genuinely cares about his sister. Deciding he's become the world's biggest third wheel, James quietly makes an excuse and leaves the two of them alone. And just like that, what started as a misunderstanding turns into a proper date. Julius buys Elsa a candy apple. They stroll through the festival together, try delicious food, watch the performances, and simply enjoy each other's company. Julius can't stop smiling as he watches Elsa happily hum little tunes while she walks beside him. It's such a small habit, but somehow it's his favorite thing in the world. Elsa is just as happy because she never imagined she'd get to spend such a wonderful evening enjoying the festival with her husband. After returning to the palace, Julius can't stop thinking about the wonderful time he and Elsa shared at the festival. Meanwhile, Elsa absent-mindedly brushes her hair while listening to her favorite music box. But then disaster strikes. She accidentally knocks it off the table, and it crashes onto the floor, shattering into pieces. This isn't just any music box, it was one of the precious keepsakes Elsa inherited from her parents. At the same time, Julius realizes he has also lost one of the matching charms Elsa gave him. Feeling guilty, he spends the entire day searching the palace, hoping he'll find it somewhere. Prince Alexis quietly watches all of this unfold, along with the palace maids, who are still hopelessly crushing on Julius. Married or not, the prince clearly hasn't lost his fan club. Julius wants to tell Elsa that he lost her gift, but he has no idea how she'll react. He keeps looking for the right moment, but before he can confess, Elsa arrives looking unusually sad. For a second, Julius thinks she somehow found out about the missing charm. Instead, she shows him her broken music box and asks if there's anywhere it can be repaired. Julius lets out a silent sigh of relief. The missing charm can wait. For now. He immediately takes Elsa to a repair shop, hoping for good news. Unfortunately, the craftsman explains that the music box was made in the Kingdom of Liberum, not Ralt, so they don't have the special parts needed to fix it. Elsa's face instantly falls, and seeing her so disappointed breaks Julius's heart too. Wanting to cheer her up, Julius buys her some sweet waffles before asking if he can borrow the music box for a while. He doesn't explain why, but Elsa trusts him enough to hand it over. Julius then brings the music box to Prince Alexis. The prince instantly recognizes its design and explains that it was crafted in the Kingdom of Liberum, where he once studied. If anyone can repair it, it would be the craftsman there. Julius admits that fixing the music box isn't just a favor. He wants it to become a proper gift for Elsa, especially because he still feels guilty about losing the matching charm she gave him. Hearing this makes Prince Alexis smile. His plan is working even better than he expected. Julius hasn't lost his ability to love after all. Alexis then gives Julius one final piece of advice. Yes, he ordered Julius to marry Elsa. But he never said it had to be a loveless marriage. There's nothing stopping him from genuinely loving his wife and enjoying the life they share together. With that encouragement, Julius immediately travels to the Kingdom of Liberum to have the music box repaired. Meanwhile, Elsa keeps working in her little garden, but she can't stop worrying. She wonders if she made a mistake by giving Julius the music box. Even though it was broken, it was still one of the last precious memories she had of her parents. Maybe she should have told him she wanted to keep it just the way it was. Then Julius finally returns, carrying a surprise. He proudly hands Elsa her music box, now perfectly repaired. The moment she opens it, the familiar melody fills the air once again. Julius finally realizes where Elsa's adorable little humming habit came from. She had been unconsciously humming the tune from this music box all along. But that's not the only surprise. Julius also gives her a beautiful floral hairpin decorated with the same flowers and patterns as the music box. Since both items came from the Kingdom of Liberum, they match perfectly. Elsa is overwhelmed with happiness. Even more importantly, she gets to share the music from the precious keepsake with Julius. Her parents had once told her that this melody was meant to be listened to with the person she truly loved, making the moment even more special. After spending a little time together, Julius heads back to work, leaving Elsa standing there with rosy cheeks and a smile she can't hide. Everything seems perfect, at least for now, because somewhere else, Serafina is staring at the matching charm Julius dropped, and she's already plotting exactly how to use it. Her plan is simple: send it to Elsa's house and let the misunderstanding do all the damage. Safe to say, their peaceful married life is about to get a whole lot messier.
I heard that you addicted to them sands now, girl. Go ahead with your slippy ass. Go ahead. Shawty, give me a reason.